Is anyone watching you? Hang on. No, hang on. So, no one's watching yet, are they? All right, 5 people watching. That's good. No, I didn't have any comments. I'm getting a bit nervous. No one commented beforehand. Normally, loads of people comment first. I'm getting a bit nervous. No one commented beforehand. Let us know you're watching, guys. Someone's got to be watching me. Well, 3 people are watching me now, so 2 people have left. Oh, great. Not to worry, not to worry. I'm sure some people will turn up. Or are you all out on dates? Are you all out with your girlfriends and your dates and your things like that? Is that what you're doing? I've got 2 people watching now. This is public, isn't it? Should be. I could try it on another browser. Oh no, I'll just try it on my phone. Oh, Dark Corners. Hello, welcome, Dark Corners. Happy Valentine's Day to you, mate. Yeah. All this stuff. It's evening, Rhiannon. Happy Valentine's Day. Is Michael doing anything special for you? I hope he's doing something special. Hello, nothing as it seems. How do you do? There's a blank one there. Yarlan Say, Susie here. Happy Valentine's to you, Susie. Right, it should be working. Oh, this is live, yeah. Oh, it is good. They're good. All right, guys. Oh, Michael's just woken up. Oh, dearie me. He hasn't brought any flowers. Has he brought any flowers or anything like that? Has he? Has he brought you a box of chocolates? Is he taking you out for a meal? Oh, tell him to go and wash his hair, and because he's got lovely hair. He has. I tell him to wash it, and then he can put on a suit and take you out for a meal at a nice pub or something else. But hello, everyone. How are you? Luke Griffin, Katanga. How are you, sir? Yes, it's this. I wasn't sure whether to do this video, but I did one last year. Do you remember? I did one last year. All right. To be fair, he's bought me a very romantic Valentine's present. A new set of tyres for the car. Oh, my goodness me. Casanova couldn't have done it better. That's lovely, Rhiannon. I'm sure you'll treasure them. So, yeah. Yeah, I did one last year, didn't I? I did one last year, I think. Let's have a look. I think I did one last year. I remember doing one. Here we are. Yes, 13th. Oh, it was the 13th. It was the day before. But 13th of February. Yes, I did. There it is. I did a live stream, yeah. Tyres, how romantic. Yes, I think he has an inflated opinion of his own emotions. Sorry, that was a tyre joke. Yeah, I did one last year. They are more useful than flowers, yeah. My daughter, I asked my daughter, 30-year-old daughter, how she and her boyfriend are planning to spend Valentine's Day, and they're making a point of ignoring it because they just think it's silly, which is, I don't know. Nothing nothing says I love you more than a new set of Firestones. That's and of course, if you get engaged, right, and if you get engaged and you do it on Valentine's Day, that's considered a good year. As the late great Frankie Howard used to say, please yourselves. Right. Yeah, they're completely ignoring it. Now they're not anti-romantic or anything. They're just my daughter, she's got herself a lovely boyfriend, really nice chap. And because of course I knew she would, because I've always been good to her. You know, you find that, well, maybe we can talk a bit about this, about the way we choose our partners, and some people choose very bad partners, and it's got a lot to do with I think it's got a lot to do with their life. But anyway, guys, I'll go for let's start by going through the notice comments, because I've deleted the notice now. Always remember the notice comments, right? Maca Gypsy says, "Oh, here we go. Here we go. Your 11 followers will be watching. I've got over 5,000, mate, and well, there's only 6 watching so far. Although I suspect I'm getting more than that because I think I'm being shadow banned. I think the shadow ban is getting worse, if anything. I reckon I got more than that. I mean, you got to. It must be shadow banning. I wrote an article about this because I'm getting more comments than I'm getting views on some of my posts. Google are downplaying me definitely. And David Smith said here, thousands of others will be remote viewing him. Yeah, God blimey, yes. And Maca the Gypsy says to David Smith, please visit your doctor ASAP. Oh, that's charming, that is. That's charming. Maca the Gypsy, David Smith is a fellow skeptic. He's a bit sarcastic. Yeah, oh, Rihanna says I've got over 8,000 now, yes. 8,000. Yes, more. It's gone up from 5,000. Hey, Gary, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Yes, I mean, that's a good sign because I remember it hovered at 5,500 for like years, and I mean I thought that was a bit weird. And people were then contacting me, complaining how they'd been unsubscribed. They just suddenly looked at my channel and they thought they hadn't heard from me for a while. They thought, am I still uploading? They clicked the bell and everything, and they didn't receive any notifications. And in fact, I've sent personal notifications to a couple of people because of because of that. I sent notifications to a few people personally because they're not getting notifications, and then they looked at my channel and they realised I wasn't subscribed. They weren't subscribed anymore, and I said I don't remember subscribing. And then they said, well, maybe, and someone said, well, maybe if you don't watch videos for a while, YouTube will automatically unsubscribe you. Well, how dare YouTube go do that? It's none of their damn business. They're getting really too big for their boots. Yarlans, as I said, the rest of your subs are obviously being wined and dined, and we'll catch up and watch later. Oh yeah. Maybe. Gary, I'm good, mate. Been madly busy, quite distracted. Oh, well, it's good to hear from you again, mate. Hello, Precious Metal. How do you do? Your channel has been on 7.8K since I know you, so I reckon that that's YouTube throttling. Yeah, definitely. Doomcock, that's a good name. Overlord DVD regularly talks about people being unsubbed from his channel. It's a real thing. Yeah, I remember Doomcock used to comment on me. I thought I'll never forget a name like that. I sent one to Sweeps Fox, so hopefully Sweeps will turn up because I've got some things to show you. Life in Prison, Never Parole songs. You have 11 followers. You look suspiciously like Maca the Gypsy. Well, Maca, I've got 16 people watching now. You always put comments like this on the notice on the live stream, don't you? Anyway, yeah. I don't know where you got that name from. Can you compose any like The Doors, Slams, and Never Opens Again? Porridge and nothing else for breakfast. Do you have a just like that's your name? Life in Prison, Never Parole songs. Okay, all right. You could probably get AI to do a good one for you. Right. And now some of you might remember Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This was a film that I reviewed. I did a review article. Hey, Sweeps! Oh, here he is. Sweeps is here. Well done, Sweeps. Got it, thanks. Hopping in to say hello to all you great folks here. Keep subscribing, gang. Happy Valentine's Day, despite it being a commercial holiday. Fun here. Good on you, mate. Hope your missus takes you out. Anyway. Right, let me just show you. Sweeps actually sent me a couple of things, which I think you might like. Here we go. I think you'll enjoy these. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. Love is in the air. La 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 la. And of course, you see here. And that's sweet. Romantic older couple. Two great friends. Cherubs and Cupid everywhere. And there's that Mr. Stephen Greenstreet, look at the hairstyle guy there, whose name you cannot mention on YouTube. Okay, there's my little still. And look at this is good, isn't it? Sweeps made these. Yeah. Alien. You see, even aliens are getting in on it now. Aren't the aliens are romantic, aren't they? I think that's all of that. I think you sent me those. Yeah, I think those let's just double check. Yeah, that's it. Oh, thanks, sweet. Thanks for those pictures, mate. Much appreciated. Lorenzo Sinclair, hello. Good evening, my Valentine. Sorry, your card is not posted yet. Well, if that's you, I don't want one from you, mate. Luke Griffin, are you still fasting, Ben? No, I couldn't do that for much longer. Hello, Nihilist Lives Matter. Welcome. All right, guys. So let's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was a film that I reviewed. I did a written article about it and a video, if I remember rightly, if I could find it. It's a good film with it's got Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, written by Charlie Kaufman, and you can tell actually it's very much typical of his style. Here it is. Here's my little article I wrote about it. There we are. I'm not going to read all this for you because it's quite a long thing, but it's basically about a man and a woman. It's about their relationship. Young couple. They have a blazing row one night, and the girl goes to this. It's complete science fiction. Goes to a company called Lacuna Inc. And using a pseudo-scientific method that's not explored in detail, erases the memory she has of her partner. And he's so angry that he immediately goes and does the same thing. But if you remember from my review, halfway through the process, he realizes that the memories of his lost love are still precious, even though even though the relationship ended in pain. And I would say the same thing about my lost love as well. That is Sue Stain. I would say the same thing. And so there's this really great sort of like the main part of the film is basically inside his head as he's trying to stop the process. He's desperately trying to stop the memories being lost. It's a great series of surreal dream sequences. They're absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it's pretty good. But there is the beginning. It's the very beginning of the film is very appropriate because the beginning of the film starts on Valentine's Day. And I'll just play you. Literally, I won't get a copyright strike for this. I know because I played this this last year and I didn't get one. It's literally just the first few seconds of the film, the first bit of dialogue. There's a very long prologue in this. The prologue is like about 10 minutes long, and then you have the titles, and then the film begins properly. It flips around a bit in terms of time. It's a great film. It's a really good film. Here we go. Just watch this. Here we go. Let's go to just watch the first bit here.
Random thoughts for Valentine's Day 2004. Today is a holiday invented by greeting card companies to make people feel like crap.
I don't know how much you heard about that, but he says random thoughts for Valentine's Day 2004. A holiday invented by greeting cards manufacturers to make people feel like crap. I mean, isn't that right? Do you think that's a bit too cynical? I mean, my daughter and her partner they didn't actually say that. I mean, she didn't say she just doesn't think it. She just thinks it's a bit silly. I think she and her partner just think it's a bit silly and trite. I don't think they think it's like they're not cynical as Joel Barish is. Joel Barish is Jim Carrey's character. I must say I don't like that character. I mean, I don't like either of the main characters. They're kind of anti-heroes. That is Clementine and Joel. Clementine is Kate Winslet's character in the film. Joel he's a rather sort of like shifty, sneaky, rather passive aggressive, feeble kind of person. Do you know what I mean? He's someone you can't really trust. He's how do I describe it? He's someone who will he'll sort of like act up in front of you to try and manipulate you into doing something by his emotions, using his emotion or fake emotions to try and manipulate you to do something. It's really nasty. It's very feminine. It's a very effeminate thing he is. So I don't like him. But Charlie Kaufman used to write characters like this. He used to have like anti-heroes in all his films that were very kind of like snide and backstabbing, very effeminate and weak men. And Clementine is a kind of volatile psycho bitch, basically. I think they're very well suited, and they do get back together at the end. Sweeps says, thanks. In the middle of doing a BitChute and Rumble video. Hey, nice one, mate. Nice one. Gary says, have you seen Severance? Has a similar concept to this movie where people have their work memories erased, so they essentially live two lives. Very messed up. No, I've seen another film called Severance, which is kind of a comedy. It begins as a kind of comedy. It's about a group of kind of there's these people who work for an arms manufacturer, but they're not military folk. They're sort of office types, and they go into the woods somewhere in Eastern Europe for a kind of one of these executive stress weekends, and they end up getting caught up in a real life battle. It's very funny. It's hilarious. It's very brutal and very violent, but it's just so funny. Hello, Lightswallow. How are you? But you know what you described, Gary, here, having work memories erased, so they essentially live two lives. A lot of people do that, A lot of people have to do that, and I suppose I was like that in a sense myself, a little bit. Yes, it's Luke. It's got Danny Dyer in. Yeah, yep. It's actually it's really hilarious, despite the fact it's so incredibly violent. It's really it's really quite extreme, quite shocking, some of the violence, but it has this incredibly dark sense of humor that I love. Tim McInerney plays their manager, and he's like, it's so funny. It feels like kind of justice that these people they manufacture these horrible demonic weapons of war, and they never have to face them on the battlefield until that moment. And yeah, it's really hilarious. So it's not. I mean, yes, Valentine's Day, as Joel says, it is. I don't say it's not invented by greeting cards manufacturers. I mean, I've got a bit of the history of it all here. It actually dates back a long time. I mean, it's sort of flourished a couple of hundred years ago, actually, across Europe. It's now celebrated across the world, and it's very much associated with the Roman festival of Lupercalia, which is over 2,000 years old. Lupercalia was actually a 3-day event between the 13th and the 15th. It got associated. Probably the Christians adopted it because, like, they adopted a lot of pagan festivals when they took power, and they chose St. Valentine's Day because it happened to be during that festival. Although there's actually no record of St. Valentine being a Roman martyr. I mean, St. Valentine himself is a very mysterious character. There are about 4 or 5 churches around the world who claim to have relics of St. Valentine. It's the old joke about, from Blackadder, I thought the fingers only came in packs of 10. All we know is he's someone who apparently lived in, he actually lived on the border in the northern English, what's now Northern England, what's now the Northumberland, basically. So he's a kind of a Geordie. And he lived in the area. Well, this was before Hadrian's Wall was built, but he lived in the area of Hadrian's Wall on the borders. So it was a bit of a rough area, constant skirmishes with the Caledonians and the Picts. But he became a Christian and preached everywhere around the empire, and was eventually thrown to the lions in the circus, and became a Christian martyr. Although, like I said, this could have been a character that was made up. Yeah. Gary says, in Severance, the person inside the office feels they are being killed if their outside person retires or leaves the company, because to them, they are no longer conscious if they are not in work. Dark. It does sound dark, Gary. I've not seen this film. Like I said, I've seen the other film called Severance, but yeah. Yeah, right, you are. Now, in Lupercalia was a festival of fertility, sex, and romantic love, which the Romans were particularly good at. I mean, this is why it's called romantic. Romantic also refers to the Romans. Now, what's interesting about Lupercalia is it includes the tradition which seems to be dying out in modern day Valentine's Day. This is essentially what for me always what Valentine's was always about. Is during Lupercalia, you would send if you had a secret crush on somebody, but you hadn't told them yet, you hadn't got the guts to just own up to it or ask them out. You would send them an anonymous gift in the hope of breaking the ice. Now, this is I'll come on to this because that's actually quite worrying, because it seems to have died. That's somehow died out. Of course, there's the St. Valentine's Day massacre, which happened on this year in, when was it? About 1930, I think. Let's have a look. I know if it's featured in the film Some Like It Hot. St. Valentine's Day massacre. Oh, yeah, we go. Oh, this was in the film Some Like It Hot. The murder of 7 members of Associates of Chicago's North Side Gang on St. Valentine's Day, 1929. The men were gathered at a Lincoln Park, Chicago garage on the morning, and they were lined up against the wall and shot by 4 unknown assistants. Yes, Pat's Columbo was one of them. I'm not going to show you the photo of the scene because it's pretty gruesome. But one of them was Spats Columbo. Not really. It was Al Capone, they reckoned. Hello, 69 Phuket. Hey, never promised you a rose garden. I beg your pardon. Yeah. Hello, Red Snapper. How do you do? Yeah, so the St. Valentine's Day massacre was just called that because it happened on February the 14th. Now, it's funny that people now wish each other Happy Valentine's Day. It's like with Christmas. They say Happy Valentine's Day in the same way they would say Happy Christmas. So it's kind of become that kind of thing, isn't it? It's like a general celebration of just for anyone, and you can just wish each other. You don't have to have a partner. You can just wish someone who's not a partner Happy Valentine's Day. I've done that to a couple of people actually. I have done that to a couple of people. All right, Ed. Here we go. In my notes, I've the ethics of anonymous Valentine cards. Now, this is a bit worrying because, all right, Phuket says here, my Thai ex sent an emoji to me day off at 8 a.m. Oh, right, did she? Oh, that's a nice. She's your ex, though, isn't she? She's your ex. What have you? I mean, guys, if you've got a partner, do you exchange cards and things like that? Go out for a meal on Valentine's Day? Do you do that? Let me know what you do because I did when I had a partner. I did actually take her out on Valentine's Day. I remember I don't think we ever missed a year. Actually, I was with her for 8 years. That's the only long-term relationship I've ever had, and I did actually. Now, I did actually take her out every year. Red Snapper says, my last Valentine's Day card was in 1996, suspected to have been from my grandma. You can guess I'm single and middle-aged. All right, we'll join the club, mate. Oh, she loves Christmas too. Great. Xmas, or as it used to be called, Twittermas. Yeah, we were actually very keen to celebrate it. And let me know what you do, guys, if you have a partner. I'm single. Yeah, I am. I have been. Funny enough, I have been single now for more than 8 years. Last October was an important milestone because there's a time when I'd been separated from Sue Stain for 8 years for the same amount of time that I'd been together with her. Red Snapper, do you have grandkids, Ben? I'm not that old. No, I don't. I mean, technically I could, but my daughter's at the age where she could have had children, but she and her partner don't want children. Not right now, anyway. But I mean, do you know, it's weird, but I suppose I could. There's no point complaining with it. I sometimes think that it would be nice to have a partner. I sometimes think it would be nice. Oh, obviously, I've got the usual physical needs. I also like the idea of the companionship and love and things like that. I'm an affectionate person. I could go out and get a date, couldn't I? Red Snapper, do you like your daughter's partner? Yes, I do. I mean, she's not like I knew she would always find herself a good partner because I was always good to her. If we have what I found is that if we have bad relationships with our parents, we tend to find destructive partners. Phuket, I'm not going to put that up on screen. All right, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yes, Luke. I think I could. I mean, I'm not repulsive. I could go out and get a date. I mean, but you know what? I've made almost no effort. The last time. Just let me know if you're single. When was the last time you asked a woman out or went on a date? Red Snapper, have they been brainwashed not to have children? I hope not. Guys, certainly not by me. I've brought them up. I mean, my daughter seems to be aware of feminism. She's aware that feminism is a bad thing. So, but I mean, the last time I asked a woman out, it was actually you might remember this. Actually, it was the woman. Well, she didn't actually feature on my channel. You heard her voice on my show. It was the woman I called Mrs. B, or called herself Mrs. B. And she was the last woman I went on a date with, and that was over. I know that was just before Brexit Day, so that was over 5 years ago because we just had the 5th anniversary of Brexit. That was the last woman I asked out on a date. It's the last date I went on, and it wasn't very good actually. Well, the date was all right, but then I never told you this, but we fell out on Brexit night, and I decided I didn't actually like her very much. But she showed it. I don't want to go into details about this, but Mrs. B. I won't tell you her real name either. She was someone I was attracted to, and I got the feeling she was attracted to me. But something happened, and it led to an argument, and I decided that I just thought, you selfish bitch, and she walked away, and I've not seen her since. Not spoke. Funny enough, she did leave a comment on one of my videos. Was she a Ramona? No, she was actually very much on my. I met her at the Brexit protest. Alan Raven. I remember the story about Mrs. Brexit and the Brexit Day fallout. I did tell you this privately, yes. I haven't told anyone else, but funny, she did leave a comment on one of my a couple of days ago on I think it was around New Year. She left a comment, so she's unblocked me, but I'm not sending her another friend request. I just felt she was very selfish, and I haven't asked a woman out since then. I know a lot of people a lot of my friends would like to see me have a partner, and they're frustrated. And they say, you should go out, get yourself a nice girl. And to be honest, Luke Griffin says he's 15 years since he's been on a date. My God. I mean, maybe this is just normal nowadays. Hello, Observer. English Bigfoot, I love you. You like the hairy ones, do you? Oh, right. Yes, Mrs. B was like someone I just thought was okay, and I met her on on the Brexit protest in the autumn, and I thought, oh, she's nice. So we went on a date and had a good time, and then on Brexit night we met up again, and yeah, didn't work out. Red Snapper, do you know how your ex gets on today? No, I've I don't do that. I don't sort of like break contact with someone and then just go back to them. Observer, you have a partner, Ben. Russell. No, I don't. Russell is in love with that green girl from Star Trek. He's in love with that green girl. Fixing on Phuket. At our age, you know the score. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe you should. If you have like 8 years together with someone, you're bloody lucky. You're bloody lucky in this day and age. What I found is a lot. I mean, my daughter is actually quite unusual to have a long-term partner because a lot of like young people today, they don't even date or anything. Fixing on Phuket, we go blind. I'm not going to go into details there. No, I'm not drinking tonight, Red Snapper. No, I've got to get up too early for work tomorrow morning, so no, I'm not. So obviously, this is even though I'm not consciously aware of it. I mean, I believe that subconsciously this is obviously something I've decided. I mean, and I don't really know because I don't really know why I've made this subconscious choice not to ask women out. I can't really end it. I can't really go and ask it. I can't really go back unless I find out exactly what that subconscious obstacle is. And it may be because of the way I split up from my last partner, which is very, very. I mean, when someone trades you in for an Egyptian con man, it's not good for your confidence. It's not good for your confidence, is it? So yeah, red snapper. I know men with trades like Sparky's plumbers, good catches, but they're all single. It seems like almost everyone's. Most people I know are single. What are the best alien chat up lines? You can make jokes about being probed. You can say, your flying saucer or mine. So anyway, let's carry on. So yeah, now the strange thing is, now the anonymous cards. Like I read an article it was actually by a feminist years and years ago, saying how she received a Valentine, an anonymous Valentine card from someone who obviously had a crush on her. Now I used to send them to women I had crushes on. I used to send them to this. Oh God, I sent like loads to this girl at work. Oh, I'm quite embarrassed when I look back at it now. But I had a massive crush on this woman called Vicky at my hospital, and this was years so long ago, and I was really stupid. No, it's lives matter. You can ask them to compliment your anus. You could say, "Have you?" I'm going to get in there before the Anon does. Have you watched the Virginia monologue? Now, and this was a feminist who said she'd received an anonymous Valentine card. Now, I used to send them. I actually received one once. I received an anonymous Valentine card from someone, and it was a lovely card, and it was no name on it. It just said, "So near yet so far." This was obviously someone who had a crush on me and decided to send this card. Now, I never really found out who it was. I never looked into it even. But you see, I came across another article more recently that said that sending an anonymous Valentine card to somebody, if you've got a crush on somebody, a man or a woman, if you send them an anonymous gift on Valentine's Day, that is tantamount to sexual harassment, and they can report you for it. And you know what? It's really sad, but yeah, oh God, it's like I can well believe people don't do that. They receive this and they call the police and they said, "Look, I've got some mad axe murderer after me. He sent me this card saying, Happy Valentine's Day. Roses are red, violets are blue." And the police will literally investigate it as a danger, as a specific danger. Red Snapper, do you have to be a multi-millionaire to get a date this day and age? I'm sure that helps. Unrequited love is the sweetest dream. I think that's oh God, that's that line from that very depressing story. What was it called? Cyrano de Bergerac. God, that was depressing. Cyrano de Bergerac is a classic novel, but it's like an episode of EastEnders. Do you notice how? Yeah, and 16 Phuket says fine line between friend and stalker. I don't think so. A friend is obvious. A stalker, I think a stalker is very, very obviously someone who is like intimidating in a real way. But these days, if you can be branded a stalker if you do ask a woman out. A white, I'm sure it only applies to white men, but no, white men can be called stalkers if they just go up and say, do you want to go out for a coffee sometime? They'll say, she'll look at him and go, "Oh my God, he's got a chainsaw under his bed or something." They will literally say that. Now let's lives matter. Roses are red, violets of you. I have some Rohypnol just for you. Rohypnol is the date rape drug. I wouldn't put that. If you put that in a Valentine's card, yes, you definitely you definitely get big black gloved men knocking on your door. So I expect people don't send it. When I was looking through the Valentine card list, I mean, I haven't sent any, obviously, but I was looking at them on the card shelf the other day, and they were all to my wife, to my girlfriend, to my boyfriend. There were none which were unmarked. And there were none. There used to be some that were some were manufactured specifically for the purpose of anonymous anonymous recipients or anonymous senders. But you don't get them anymore because of that. Shame, isn't it? It's a shame that. I mean, I'm not going to go on a rant about how things have changed. It kind of drives the people apart and split and breaks down our relationships and turns us into these. It breaks down natural relationships between people. I think that's the whole point of this whole cultural Marxist project. As Yuri Bezmenov said, break down bonds between husband and wife, man and woman, child and parent. And as George Orwell said, no relationship except that between the individual and Big Brother. That's the same reason they break down communities, countries, etc. Red Snapper. I read an article from 2000, a Panama article, where you said you were okay with migration. Why did you change your opinion? I think because I misunderstood the situation. I misunderstood what the purpose of migration was for. I thought it was to justify more and more surveillance, a bigger and bigger surveillance state. However, I think it has a deeper purpose as well. Although that, of course, will help, but it has a deeper purpose as well. Alan Raven. I suspect we need to create a specific woo-woo Valentine's card. Well, there is a woo-woo dating agency, Where is it? Where's the details of the woo-woo dating agency? Yeah. Let's have a look. Here we go. I wrote an article about it. I've written articles about everything here. Love in the Conspirasphere. And it talked. Now, unfortunately, these links are all dead. I know that, but there's a. That's the kind of thing you need. A tinfoil hat couple. There we go. But there was something called awake dating. It's not there anymore. And it says it caters exclusively for conspiracy theory loving singletons. Most prefer to describe themselves as truthers or awake because of the negative connotations around tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists in popular culture. Some are more into ufology, some into the 9/11 Sandy Hook false flag events. Some are into MK Ultra and chemtrails. They're the flat earthers and Illuminati stuff, and the whole PG thing. Yeah. I suppose the big problem is that that in that community, it's about 75% men. Hello, Tolkien Study. How do you do? Oh, here we go. Yeah. I just don't want to miss your things here. So they used to be specific woo-woo dating agencies. Yeah. Leanne and I need to convince you to get a dating app. The time has come, Ben, to get back on the horse. To dip my toes into the shark-infested waters of romance. Tolkien, I abhor love and find it disgusting. If love exists, it's a Greg's sausage roll in Manchester. Oh, that's very sad, Tolkien Study. I mean, obviously you feel that way, then yeah. Tolkien Study says here, welcome, Tolkien Study. How are you? Is Valentine's a big thing in the UK? It is, yes. Probably not quite as big as America, but it's still quite big. It's a big thing all over the world now. It's Here we go. 10cc. I'm not in love. It's just another. La 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 la. I despise I'm in love by Friday. I'm in love by The Cure. I'm not really one for The Cure. I got a bit disappointed because someone told me that Mark Ullman used to be a hospital porter. It turned out he wasn't. Yeah. Lorenzo Sinclair. eHarmony is the best dating app going. I don't know. People that go to dating agencies, I don't know. I don't know. Are they just normal people, or are they just people who have not had no trouble finding dates elsewhere? Because they're either too fussy or they're too antisocial. Tolkien Study says, I came up with a bodybuilding dating app. Meet. Oh my God, don't go on that. They'll hook you up with Stephen Greer. Oh, Rhiannon Raven. All right, yeah, sorry. Mark Ullman's not to do. Mark Ullman isn't in that. What's the name of the duo? It's not The Cure. Sorry. What were they called? Soft Cell. Thank goodness I'm not so old. I remember that. Soft Cell. Right, yeah. It works. Well, I'm glad you've had some success, Lights. Don't knock absolute try it, Ben. Many people don't have time to go to the pubs to meet. Plus, there aren't many pubs left. I know. That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, The Cure has nothing to do with Mark Ullman. It's Soft Cell. Oh. Observer. Trump to Russia with love, Valentine's Day. I think that was the theme of Sweeps' picture. Anyway, let's carry on with these notes here. All right, anyway, I've got something I want to show you. 55 funny Valentine's Day quotes for singles you want to share. Okay, so this is something you can actually share if you want to look on the bright side of being single on Valentine's Day. And this is good. No partner, no problem. These funny Valentine's Day quotes celebrate how great it is to be single on February the 14th. And we'll just go into them now. So you're single on Valentine's Day? Whether it's the first time or the umpteenth year without a date, there are plenty of reasons to being unattached on February the 14th is the best, including the fact that you get to spend the day doing exactly what you want. Flaunt your singlehood with a funny Valentine's Day quote for singles to express how you feel about the holiday. Here we go. I'm spending this Valentine's Day with my one true love, pizza. Valentine's Day, the holiday that means absolutely nothing to single people. I'm single by choice, not by chance. Happy Valentine's Day to me. Sure, today is Valentine's Day, but tomorrow is half-priced candy days. They sell off the stock, yeah. Cheers to being single and ready to mingle this Valentine's Day. I'm celebrating Valentine's Day Han style, solo. Being single on Valentine's Day is terrible, said no one ever. Oh, I have a Valentine's date. It's with Netflix. I'm celebrating not having to celebrate Valentine's today. Hashtag single. No partner, no problem. Happy Valentine's Day to me. Happy National My Dog is My Boyfriend Day. I may be single on Valentine's Day, but at least my dog loves me. I'm only single on Valentine's Day because I haven't met anyone who could handle my awesomeness. That's me, definitely. Not having a date on Valentine's Day just means I get to spend more on making myself happy. Don't worry about me. I'll be enjoying every moment of this Valentine's Day doing whatever I want. I pepper-only have eyes for the pizza guy who'll be delivering the Valentine's Day gift. I got myself any moment now. Pepper-only. I just saved a bunch of money by staying single again this Valentine's Day. Score! I better practice my surprised face for when those flowers and chocolates I ordered myself show up. Hashtag single. It's Valentine's Day, which means I get to buy myself exactly what I want. It's basically an unwritten rule that you have to spoil yourself when you're single on Valentine's Day. Being single on Valentine's Day doesn't mean I'm not going out for a delicious meal. It just means I won't have to share it with anyone. Happy Valentine's Day? Nope. Happy Me Day. I don't need a Valentine. I need a nap. Roses are red, violets are blue. Chocolate is cheaper than a dinner for two. Why fall in love when I can fall asleep? The one where I'm single on Valentine's Day. I don't get that. Dear Cupid, please send wine. I'm my own Valentine today. Hashtag single. I plan on celebrating Valentine's Day doing whatever I please. Happy Singles Awareness Day. I'm spending Valentine's Day with my favourite person, me. Call me a red cup because I'm spending this Valentine's Day solo. Cupid's arrow missed this year. Oh well. Hashtag single on Valentine's Day. I could rename Valentine's Day Self-Love Day. Who's with me? Single and not looking. Happy Valentine's Day to me. Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't need a Valentine because I have you. That's not a really... That's what I'd say to my girlfriend. Or I'd say, I wouldn't use those words, but I have someone who, yeah. Let's celebrate not having to celebrate Valentine's Day. I may not have a life partner, but I have a partner in crime. Happy Valentine's Day, friend. Fries before guys. Happy Valentine's Day to my best spuddies. Spuddies. Happy Galentine's Day to all my single ladies. Who needs a Valentine when you complete me? Happy Valentine's Day, BFF, best female friend. I have female friends, so I'm wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day to my squad. You'll all ever need. That's for sport. Happy Independent Life Day to my strong independent friends. I love you today and every day. I'm not celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm celebrating PIC Day. I love you, my partner in crime. And I have some quotes about being single on Valentine's Day. I love being single. It's almost like being rich. Sue Grafton. If lovers get half price off on Valentine's Day, then singles should just get everything for free. Unknown. Single and fabulous! Exclamation point, Carrie Bradshaw. Valentine's Day, the holiday that reminds you if you don't have a special someone, you're alone. Lewis Black. That doesn't sound cheerful. Yeah, I'm my own soulmate. No, I'm never lonely. I know I'm a queen, but I don't need no crown. Look up in the mirror. The damn, she's the one. Soulmate by Lizzo. Oh, Lizzo. God, she's annoying. Single. Acronym. Strong, independent, noticeable, generous, loyal, and enlightened. Being single used to mean nobody wanted you. Now it means you're pretty sexy and you're taking your time deciding how you want your life to be and who you want to spend it with. Carrie Bradshaw. All you need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Charles M. Schultz is the man who created Charlie Brown and Snoopy. The fact is, sometimes it's hard to walk in a single woman's shoes. That's why we really need special ones now. And then to make the walk a little more fun. That's Carrie Bradshaw again. Goodness me, she's a right bundle of laughs. All right, guys, is that the end of my notes? I think it is. I do believe it's the end of my notes. Yeah. I've written down nice guys. I don't know why I wrote that. I'm not going to. I've done an entire nice guy. I've done that reply to nice guys. That reply to Stephen Molyneux nice guys thing. Okay, so I'll just go for your comments here. So, I've been out for an Indian meal with my parents, says Red Snapper. It had rave reviews, but we had a bad meal. Don't you find that disappointing? Well, don't believe the critics. It's the same with videos and films. Tolkien study. My Valentine is Miles Johnston. We're celebrating at the barge. Oh, really? He never told me anything about that. Hello now. How do you do? Singlehood. No. Rhiannon. There was also a band from the 1970s called Mark Ullman that had nothing to do with Mark Ullman from Soft Cell. They did a good album called New York State of Mind, which was really good. All right. Valentine's will stay with Zelensky at Munich. Yeah, the globalists are still all fighting over Zelensky, aren't they? Tolkien study. After my affair with Mrs. Higgins, who sadly passed away at the young age of 82, I've sworn off love altogether. Oh dear. Rest in peace, Mrs. Higgins. Beer is my Valentine, says now. Tolkien study. I was on Princess Road at Marie Louise Gardens and someone left 4 raw chicken fillets out on a rock. All right. I wouldn't eat those. Withington. I think you mean Worthington's 69 food. Get Red Snapper. Do you consider yourself a social media influencer, Ben? I must be. Yeah, I must be. Rhiannon says, maybe they're leaving them for the foxes and the crows. Yeah, hopefully crows. Hello, Brett Riverboat. Single for 15 years. Anyone worse than that? Well, I'm on 8. I'm on just over 8.5. Hello, David Splendid Isolation. How do you do? Hello, Tessa. Lots of hearts flying your way, Ben. Thanks, Tessa. That's nice of you. That's nice of you. I was single for most of my 30s and 40s and only managed to attract feckwits in my 20s, but it got better in the end. It did. It's sometimes maybe you need to be a bit more mature to get the right person. I mean, I had girlfriends when I was like in my 20s and stuff, and they were short. They were mostly short-term things. And there was my daughter's mother. That was terrible. That was appalling. Observer. Think how much money you have saved, Ben, not having a girlfriend. I've saved a lot of money anyway, working through the lockdown. So yeah, that's probably true. Actually, I did notice that actually when I split up from Sue Stain. I mean, I was like funding a lot of her life because I was helping her out with all kinds of things, various bills, debts, stuff like that. So yeah. That's something the Egyptian con man did the opposite. He took everything she had. Lorenzo, do you have any UFO updates from around the world this year? Yes. I think a lot of you wondering if I said anything about the whole Anna Paulina Luna thing. I just haven't had time. I've been too tired and too busy. Let me just show you. It's all here in this article. Okay, so I was thinking, do I have time to do a live stream? And I thought, not unless I sleep for 4 hours before work or something. So it's all in there. It's all in there. Get Peter Hyatt to do a relationship statement analysis. Oh, blimey, statement analysis. Luke Griffin. I'm not Luke Griffin. I'm not publishing that. Right. Red Snapper, would you ever consider switching from UFO influencing to something more profitable? For example, Premier League football? No way. No way. No. Once you're in that lobster pot, you can't get out. It's like the red pill. I can't go back, can I? Says Neo. Morpheus says no. If you could, would you want to? Yeah. No. Once you take the red pill, that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all. That's all my notes. I think. Anyone else would? I don't want to finish too early, but yeah. Yeah, Ben, can you show the audience the statue of the ancient Egyptian priest Caper? Right. Yes. This is weird. This is really weird. Rhiannon told me about this, but someone else had already told me about this a few years ago. There's a statue of a guy. It's in the Museum of Antiquities in Cairo, Egypt. It's of someone called Caper, who's described as an army priest scribe from the old kingdom of Egypt. That's from about 2500 BC, right in the middle of the Pyramid Age. And it's unusual. It's a very naturalistic figure, which is unusual in ancient Egyptian art. Just have a look at this. Isn't that weird? I looked at that and I thought, it's like looking in the mirror. This guy lived 4,500 years ago. But it's odd, isn't it? It's an odd feeling. It's a really, really weird feeling to look at that. See how similar it is. How odd. That's it, Oriana. Yeah. Hello, Observer. Yeah. Happy UFO Day. Early night observer. All right. UFO Day is July the 2nd, but sleep well. Sleep well. Oh yeah, take off my glasses and you can see. Yeah. Well, everyone knows what I look like, don't they? You all know what I look like. Yeah. I'm not taking my hat off, but yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Reincarnated, says Teflon. Well, I mean, if you consider like descendants, a bit like is associatedly, I mean, appropriately, it's called, it's like pyramid numbers, very appropriate for an Egyptian. If you consider that he had maybe had the average number of children, and the succeeding generations had the average number of children, he probably has. There's probably millions of people in the world descended from him. Hello, Johnny Fetler. As a former lard eating champion, you could probably do well influencing the lard eating community. Well, I could meet a nice lard eating lady, couldn't I? Red Snapper, do you believe the ancient Egyptians made contact with UFOs? Yes. In fact, Pharaoh Tutmosis III actually saw one. Yeah. Lights were like, don't go there, Capel Green. Oh, I've got no idea when that's going to appear. Oh. Twins from different mother, thousands of years. Yeah. 69 Phuket. I'll take your gatto with a cherry bio. Oh, yeah. Oh, anything else? I mean, we've only got 21 people watching. Well, no, according to the figures, it's probably more than that. But really, unless someone has another comment to make, I think that's it really for the live stream. Does anyone want to say anything else? Red Snapper, do you believe pyramids create energy? Yeah. Have you read the Giza power plant? Do you think the Egyptians also wrote Roswell Rising? Well, no, because I wrote it. No, unless I'm not copying anything from ancient Egypt, unless there's some text that's yet to be translated in an unknown form of hieroglyphics that talks about Klein and his family and UFOs crashing and newspapers and. Never give up. I won't, Luke. No, I'm not. 69 Phuket. Do you think President Trump is competent? Yes. I know all that. I've done entire videos on this, and no doubt I'll do others. But yeah, Trump is. I'm very, very pleased with the way the world is going right now. But not just Trump. Why? Oh, Well, Phuket. I mean, if I answer that question, I'll basically repeat it. I'll be repeating everything that I've done here. So I know there's an awful lot here, but let me just refer you to this. Let me just refer you to my portal here. Where is it? Especially the most recent ones, like these last few here, and these last few on Hapanwo TV, and well, there you see just a couple here. So if you go there, you'll find answers to those questions. Repeat, please. I'll be here until 2 a.m. I can't know. I think he's competent for all kinds of reasons, but just watch those videos. The recordings are all there. But I do go into details, and I'm happy to take comments. If you disagree, I'm happy to take comments from you. All right. Any more questions or comments, ladies and gents? Lorenzo says what here? Come on, Ben, give us a UFO briefing off the cup. Do a special episode for us live. Oh my God. Yeah, all right. I'll see what I can do, Lorenzo. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. He's been profiled by handwriting specialists and psychologists. Who's that? Oh, Trump. I know that several people have written books and made movies about him, saying how awful he is. Now, do you fear Musk's brain interface Neuralink? Oh, I'm not having it. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea. He's a freaking nutter, mate. Look, honestly, just watch. If you disagree with me in what I say in the videos, just say. I mean, you don't have to watch all the videos. Just watch one of them. I mean, I covered them. They're pretty much self-contained. So I'm not having a Neuralink thing. No, I'm not having it. Oh, so. Oh, any more questions or comments? I think it's, I'm feeling quite, I wouldn't mind ending. I'm feeling quite tired. But I appreciate everyone for watching. I really, really do. I really do. I want to say thank you to you all now. It's just called Now. Hello, Now. 69 Phuket. Why you like Trump? Well, watch the videos. I explain. 69 Phuket, Johnny Fettler, Luke Griffin, Lorenzo Sinclair, Observer, Red Snapper, Tessa 111, Light Swallow, David Splendid Isolation, Nothing As It Seems, Rhiannon Raven, Observer. Who else? Have I missed anyone else out? Tolkien Study. I don't want to miss people out. Yarlan Zay, Gary Robinson, Precious Metal. That's it, yeah. I think that's everyone. Night night, Luke Griffin. Night night. And Trump is doing what he's elected. Yes. I'm going to make a stir fry. Ooh, nice. Nighty night, Rhiannon. I've got to get something to eat before bed. But I appreciate you all watching. If you're watching on the recording, there's more coming soon. But have a really, really and enjoy your stir fry, Rhiannon. Hello, Hatchie. Now Hatchie's here. I got Stephanie Greer around for supper, and Stephen Greer. He's giving me a full disclosure. Happy Valentine's Day, Ben. Oh, you lucky boy. Oh, Stephen Greer. Stop it. But have a great weekend. Thanks, Tolkien Study. Thanks, Light Swallow. Yep. And yeah. Oh, he's got a new episode out, Stephen Greer. Maybe I'll watch that before bed. But yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Single or with a partner. Slava Ukraine. Oh, God, don't start that. Or if you're single, enjoy it as well. And Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity. Stop the New World Order.